Hi everyone, welcome to History of Detroit Part 2. For this video, we're gonna focus on the 19th century. So let me begin with January 18, 1808, when Detroit was made officially a town by the legislature of the Northwest Territory at Chillicothe, Ohio. In 1805, all of Detroit was caught on fire and destroyed completely. In the Detroit flag, we can see a city in flames, which represents this incident. It was never clear what really started the fire, but it was rumored that it began near a stable of the local baker John Harvey, due to some hot ashes coming from a pipe. In June 30, 1805, Detroit became the capital of the Michigan Territory after it was set a separate territory. And in April 21, 1806, Governor William Hull and his territorial judges convinced Congress to let them rebuild the town of Detroit with the old town, plus 10,000 acres for the people that lost their homes to the fire. In the War of 1812, Governor Hull surrendered Detroit to a small British force or troops that had threatened them to make their Indian allies kill all the prisoners from America. Governor Hull believed this and gave Detroit to the British. The British made Americans believe that they had big native troops. Hull was sentenced to death penalty for being a coward, but then was forgiven. In 1813, the British abandoned Detroit and the U.S. Army was able to recapture it. In August 5, 1824, the territorial legislature created a common council. It consisted of 5 aldermen, the mayor, and the recorder. By 1839, it increased to 6 wards with 2 aldermen each, plus the mayor and the recorder. From 1848 to 1857, they kept adding wards until they reached 10 wards, and in 1857, they decided that the mayor and the recorder will not be part in the council anymore. In 1875, a 11th and 13th ward were added. In May 6, 1863, Irish German Catholics that didn't like the idea of being drafted to work created what was known as the Detroit Race Riot in 1863. It was quoted to be the bloodiest day that ever dawned upon Detroit. Many people were injured and many businesses were burned down. During the 1890, Detroit became known as the stove capital of the world due to the cast iron stove manufacture. By the end of the 19th century, the middle-class families were the most common people to be living in apartments. Many German and Polish people immigrated to Detroit in between 1860 and 1890. Many Irish Catholics were good in politics and government services. They also built many churches in Detroit. European immigrants opened businesses and established communities. German immigrants made German-speaking churches. The Polish immigrants made Roman Catholic parishes. Catholics made a big impact in Detroit since they created churches, schools, orphanages, and hospitals. Mayor Hans S. Pingree saved the city from the native-wide panic of 1893 by using empty lots for farming. He was such a good governor that he was re-elected in 1891, 1893, and 1895, and he is seen as one of the best American mayors. And finally, in June 4th, 1896, Henry Ford test drove his first car in the streets of Detroit, and from there it began the journey of the Motor City. Detroit was built by immigrants just like all of America.